This one that we're doing is the V-stitch granny square. I kind of made this one up one day when I was kind of wasting time. I'm not sure if this is exactly correct, but we'll double check it against while we work on it. So first we'll start with this one, which is 3 doubles, chain 2, 3 doubles, chain 2. You know, the usual beginning of a granny square. Let me get the blue yarn. So we're going to start with a chain 5 and slip stitch to join the ring. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch to join, and then it says to chain 4. Well, that was my first chain when I did my slip stitch, so that's 1. See, we're right there. 2, 3, 4. This, you do this double. This is a mistake. You have to do that double. So this is your chain 4, then double, chain 1, double, chain 1, double. So definitely don't forget this double. Oh, I'm sorry, that's round 2. We're doing round 1 first. We're going to do the 2 doubles in the ring, chain 2, then 3 doubles. Get this last stitch out. I'm just 1 round ahead. Okay, so I'll do 2 doubles. So that gives us our 3. Then we chain 2, 1, 2, then 3 doubles. If I can get the crochet hook inside. Chain 2, 1, 2, 3. We're almost done with this round. Chain 2. Now as you see, I'm weaving this one in the round so I don't have to actually weave it in later. It's already done. So now we do 3 more doubles. And then chain 2, slip stitch in the top of your chain 3 to close your round. And I always do 1 single crochet. Pull it tight. Okay, so we know this is already woven in. Let's get this out of the way for a moment. Now let's weave in our other tail. Turn it over because you want to do it on the back side. Weave it into the middle double crochet. And through a couple others. And trim it off. Okay. The corner, this center ring is done. Now I'm going to get the green. And we're going to do round 2, change to color B. In first corner, attach and chain 4. So there's your first corner. Doesn't matter which one. Okay. Then it says to chain 4. So I've already done 1 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we do a double. Chain 1, double. There's going to be a total of 4. Chain 1, double, and chain 1. Okay, so you see there's 4. So this is actually the center of the corner, and we got the other 2. Let me enlarge this a little bit. Might make it a little easier. Okay, and then we chain 1, skip 1 double, double, chain 1 double in the next V. Well, it's actually no V. We're going to have to make a V. Right there in the center, we're going to do a V. So that's a typo. It should be skip 1 double, V-stitch, and next double. That's how it should read, because that's what we're doing the V-stitch in the middle double. Chain 1, So now we're at the next corner. So we're going to do 4. So 1, 2, chain 1, 3, chain 1, 4. Okay, so now we got the second corner done. Chain 1. Now we're going to do our V-stitch in the middle double crochet. So there's 1, chain 1, 2, chain 1. Now we're going to do the next corner, which is 4 double crochets divided with 1 chain in between each. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then we chain 1. We do our V-stitch in the second double from the previous row. Chain 1. Now we're going to do our 4 double crochets here in this corner to turn it into the corner with a chain 1 in between each. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we finish off with 1 V-stitch right here in the last set of 3 doubles from previous row. So that's 1, chain 1, 2, chain 1, slip stitch into the top of the chain 3, and then I always do a chain 1, pull it tight, and then we're going to weave the tails in. We'll start with this one. Okay, so go down through the second double crochet, through the bottom, and then I come up through the last double crochet. That helps kind of secure it. Now we do the other one. Go back through, okay, now you got both tails and you trim them off. Okay, so now we got round 2 finished. Round 3, we're going to change the color C, which is the rose. Okay, attached to the first corner, same thing. Your corner is where you got the 4. It doesn't matter which corner, that one, this one, any one of them will work. So find the middle, which is right there. Attach your yarn. Then it says make corner as the same in round 2, which was chain 4, double, chain 1, double, chain 1, double. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we do a double, chain 1, double, chain 1, double. Then we chain 1 and you do a double crochet in the next V-stitch. So you do a double here, chain 1, double, chain 1. Now we're going to do a V-stitch in the middle of this V-stitch. Double, chain 1, double. Now we're going to do a V-stitch in this one, and then the 4 doubles in this one, and then a regular V-stitch in this one. So we start with our 2 doubles with a chain in between. Now the next one is 4 doubles with chains in between, because that is your actual corner. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's your corner, followed by a chain 1, because you want to do a V-stitch right there. Now we go to the middle V-stitch, which is right here. We do a V-stitch in the middle V-stitch. All right, now we're going to do a V-stitch in this one, and then the four doubles in this one, and then the 2 doubles in there for the V. So it's a V, a double V, and a V, or a corner V. Chain 1, V. So there's your first V-stitch. Now we're at the corner, so we got to do 4 double crochets in this corner. So there's 1, chain 1, 2, chain 1, 3, chain 1, 4, chain 1. Now we're going to do a V in this stitch, chain 1, double. Okay, now we're going to do a V in this one because that's that middle one, chain 1, V. Okay, there's your middle double. Now we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to put the V in the first one, a double V, and a V. So we do our V-stitch here, which is chain 1, double, chain 1, double, so that one's done. Chain 1. Now we're going to do the 4 right here in the middle one. 1, 2, chain 1, 3, chain 1, 4, chain 1. Now we're going to do our V-stitch there, right next to the corner. We're just about finished with this round. Chain 1. And we got to do a V in the middle one. And we still got 1 V to do there before we get to our corner. Chain 1, and then you slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. Chain 1, cut it, pull it tight. I made this center one just a little bit tight, so these are kind of rumply, but it'll all work out as you work your way through the pattern. And of course, if you block it, it'll make it lay even flatter. Okay, so we're going to do this one here. Just like we've been doing. Okay, that's one. Now we want to do the other one to make sure it's secure, because just going under these 3 or 4 stitches may not hold it, especially if it gets a lot of wear and tear. So it's better to go back through and go up one of the posts. And then trim off your tails. Okay, that one's done and ready to go. Now we're going to do the final one, and the final one I have chosen to do in white. So let's bring the white over. Okay, now it says change to color D, repeat round 3, but adding an extra V stitch through the straight side and finish off. So I'm going to start in the middle. It doesn't really matter where you start, just as long as you know what stitch you're on. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, because that's a double in a chain 1. There's the other double, so there's my V-stitch, chain 1. Now we do a V-stitch there, chain 1, another V-stitch, another double crochet. So what we're doing now is I did this one, and I just did this one. Now we're going to do that same corner one where we do a V, the 4, so it's like a double V, and then the V. So chain 1, V, chain 1, chain 1. Now we're going to do the 4 V's. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 4. So there's my 4 corners, 4 for the corner, chain 1. Now I got to do a V in this one, chain 1, do a V in that V stitch. What makes it easy is you just keep doing V's and V's. So really you don't have to do any major counting, just remember to do a V inside of a V, chain 1. There's another V stitch, so we're going to do a V in that one. Chain 1. Okay, now we've got another V stitch right there, so we do a V into that one. If I can hold on to my crochet hook, double, chain 1, double, chain 1. Okay, so now we're at the corner V, so we got to do a double in the first one. So there's our 2 doubles. Now we're going to chain 1 and do 4 doubles, just like we did before. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1. Now we got to do a V stitch in that one. Some of these yarns are a little bit different in thicknesses. Like I think that blue and white stripe was a little bit thinner and the white is a little bit thicker, so it's causing it to wrinkle a little bit. But if you get it damp and block it with a book like I showed you in several of the other videos, it will lay flat like this one does. Okay, let's go into the next one. Chain 1, gotta do a V in the V. Chain 1, and there's the other half. Chain 1. So we got another V, so we'll do a V in this one. Chain 1, the other half. Chain 1, do a V in this one. Chain 1, so now I'm at the next corner. I'll meet you when I get back around. Okay, I'm to my final corner. So there's where I put my 4 double crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we chain 1 and do a V in this one here, right next to the corner, V. We're almost done. We're down to the wire now. Chain 1. And all we have left is one V, all we have is one V stitch there. So let's get this one done. Chain 1. Now, this one, I don't think I finished. No, I did. I finished this one with a nice finish. As you can see, it's nice and smooth all the way around. There's no bumps. Okay, so you take the hook off. Cut your tail, grab a needle, I'm going to enlarge this a little bit. Okay, so this is the last loop I took the crochet hook off of. Make it just a little bit smaller, not much. Insert the hook, the needle in that loop. Go to the top of your first V stitch, go through the V, and then go down through the where you originally put the needle and go all the way through down to the bottom. And it gives you a nice finished edge. This one twisted. I probably need to redo it because it twisted on me. Let me pull this one out. Okay, it's better to pull it out and do it again. Okay. Okay, so there's where I came up through the through the loop. Then here's where I went through both of the V's. So now I want to make sure when I go through this, I go through on the front. That's where I made the mistake before I went through the side. So you want to go through the same place and then down through your work. So then it's nice and even. Then finish off your tail. It's a little less places to weave tails in when you get on this top row, but it still works. You can definitely tell I was tight in the bottom and loose in the top. You always want to try to maintain the same tension all the way through. Go through the bottom and up through one of the legs or posts or double crochet, whichever you want to call it, and then trim off your tails. There you go, and it's done. See, I made the center too tight. That's how come it did this. Now when I block it, that's going to help it. But now if I'd made my center as big as this one, come down a bit, you see it lays a lot flatter. I just made this center way, way too tight. But otherwise, you got the idea. It's the same as this one. I hope you enjoy it. If you like my videos, please subscribe and hit the notification button so when the next video comes out, you'll be the first to see it. Thank you for joining. Have a wonderful day.